What's up, guys? I've decided to record a few hands I've played playing 5 no limit on full tilt poker. Basically, I'm just going to give my thought process of a few hands I've played and offer some basic strategy advice for what I think is needed to beat this limit online. In this first hand, I had an ace 7 offsuit on the button, and a player raises from the cutoff. I had been playing with him for a bit. I had 35 hands I've played against him, and this just felt like a steal that he was trying to make from the cutoff. So I go ahead and 3-bet as a bluff, expecting to take it down pre-flop. Considering I've got a blocker in my hand with the ace, so it's got blockers to premium hands, makes it even more worthwhile to 3-bet as a bluff. I'm obviously not 3-betting there for value with ace 7 offsuit, and as you can see, the plan worked. Here I've got ace 7 again and an ace raggish hand in the cutoff. I could consider a raise there to steal the blinds, but considering I didn't know much about the player in the small blind, it's the first hand he sat down at the table, and it's a fairly aggressive player on the button. I didn't really feel like trying to steal the blinds in that situation, and also considering a 3-bet the previous hand, my still likely wouldn't get any respect, so I just decided to fold the hand. Because with ace rags, you're really only winning small pots when you have the best hand and losing big ones when you don't. Okay, so in this hand I've got pocket kings, which is always nice, in middle position. Okay, so and I get 3 other callers, and the flop is 7-10 queen. It's a very connected flop with straight draws and flush draws. I obviously feel like I've still got the best hand. There's no ace out there, but considering all the draws, I definitely want to protect my hand, so I bet fairly big on the flop. A very loose player in the blinds calls my flop bet. So very likely has a Queen X hand or is on some kind of draw. The 5 of diamonds changes absolutely nothing, so I fire away on the turn, and he ends up folding. That hand kind of explains itself. I've got an overpair in that spot, and at these stakes you just want to bet for value with your strong hands and use bluffs sparingly. Okay, in this hand again I've got a very playable hand, King Queen under the gun, which I go ahead and raise with. Now the player that I 3-bet previously a few hands back decides to 3-bet here. It's the first 3-bet I'd actually seen from this player, so I really have no idea what to make of it. But usually 3-bets at these stakes represent a very strong range, and King Queen typically isn't doing very well against that 3-bet range, because he can very easily be dominated when he's 3-betting with hands like Ace Queen and Ace King. So I just decide to take the conservative route and fold there, even though it was a very small 3-bet. Because even when you hit top pair, you can't be super confident that you've got the best hand, so it's better to just fold and wait for another hand. So as you can see, the 3-better from the previous hand did it with ace 8 suited, so an ace suited hand, which is is actually a hand I didn't actually expect him to show up with. So it's definitely a note you want to take on that player for future reference. So if you come across any confrontations in future hands, it's, you know, some useful info you definitely want to have. Okay, in this hand I have third pair. The flop and turn got checked, and the board pairs on the river. Obviously there's straights and flush possibilities out there, but considering with the way the hand played out, I decided to just call the pot bet on the river, since it looked very bluffy. It turns out he was actually betting a made hand, but I expect him to be just the typical donk plays to bet the river when it gets checked to him. So I decided to call there, and it turns out my hand was good. But hopefully you've learnt a bit from this video, and all the best at the tables.